Hey guys, this is Karan Binani from Mobi Scrub, and this is a quick hands-on video of the Galaxy J5 and the J7. These are just pre-production units and not the final units, but good enough to give us a few first impressions. Both the J5 and the J7 are dual SIM devices and have been introduced in the market as gaming smartphones priced at near about 12,000 rupees and 15,000 rupees respectively. In terms of comparison, the specs are nearly the same except the display in the J7 is bigger, the processing power is more, and it has a better battery capacity as well. Rest, everything is exactly the same. Both the devices look quite similar to one another, completely plastic cladded and have a rear panel that you can open for battery, SIM card or microSD access. If you look at the golden J7, it looks metallic and is more reminiscent of the Galaxy Alpha or the A series smartphones, but again it's plastic. Whereas the J5 is more depictive of the Galaxy E series smartphones. In terms of how they feel in your hand, the J7 has a larger 5.5-inch screen, so naturally it's slightly difficult to use with one hand. However, the J5 can easily be operated using single hand, given a slightly smaller 5-inch screen. In terms of weight, well, they aren't exactly the Galaxy S6 or the S6 Edge, they're slightly heavier, but that adds to more robustness as well. They're less fragile. Now something that's really worth noticing is the flashlight for the front camera. So now you can take selfies using the 5 megapixel camera in both the phones even in dark lighting conditions. Now at the back you have a plastic rear panel that you can open for access to battery, SIM card slots and the microSD card slot. In the J7 you have a 3000 mAh battery, whereas the J5 has a 2600 mAh battery. Right there is a SIM card slot 2, and then you've got a SIM card slot 1 along with a 128GB microSD card slot. Now you have sides that again they look metallic, and they've got the usual power key on the right edge. You've got nothing on the top; it's absolutely empty, and then you've got the volume rocker on the left edge. And at the bottom you've got the USB 2.0 data syncing and charging port, a microphone, and a 3.5mm headphone jack. At the back, both the phones have the same 13 megapixel camera with full HD video recording capability at 30 frames per second, along with a flashlight. Let's now have a look at the user interface and the OS loaded onto the device. Both the J7 and the J5 come loaded with Android 5.1.1 Lollipop, and while Android 5.2 is out, it is still the 5.1.1 is still the most widely used recent Android version. J7 has an onboard memory storage of 16GB, and of course if you can see the available space it shows is 10.78GB, but again this is just a pre-production unit. The J7 has 8GB memory on board, and again the available space it shows is 4.2GB, but again you never know, you might just have more. And looking at the fluidity of the interface, the response to touch, everything's really nice, it's snappy, it quickly reacts to your touch, and comes with a couple of apps pre-installed onto the phone. You've got an FM radio inbuilt, which is really good. You've got tools which basically has My Files and memo recording, and you've got voice recording as well. Then you've got your entire Google suite of applications. Obviously, you're not going to do anything without that. And then you've got Microsoft OneNote, you've got Skype, and you've got OneDrive with 100GB of cloud storage free for your usage. Now here's what things get interesting. Since these are being portrayed as gaming phones, if you tap on Game Zone, you actually get access to a couple of great games, all HD games. You've got GT Racing 2, you've got Modern Combat 5, Six Guns, Asphalt 8, and Unlimited Spider-Man. Now, the best part is that for the top 4 games that I mentioned, you get 3,200 rupees worth in-app purchases absolutely free. So go ahead, go crazy. Other than all of this, you've got visual tweaks. You can change the wallpapers. You can even apply themes, and that's great for mid-level smartphones. That now you can actually apply native themes to the Android phone and change the way it looks pretty much every day. And you've got a lot of themes coming up every day in the theme store. In terms of display quality, as I've mentioned, both the devices have Super AMOLED displays, 5.5-inch for the Galaxy J7 and 5 inches for the Galaxy J5. But if you look at the quality, it's a 720 by 1280 resolution, which is HD, not full HD, but still HD. And for a mid-range smartphone, I think that's just great. Of course, all your gaming, video watching, video streaming, and you can look at the colors, the depth. It's really phenomenal. Now, since these are pre-production units, I'm really not supposed to be commenting on the performance of the phone. But again, even for a pre-production unit, as you can see, I'm really switching back and forth between multiple applications, launching them and closing them, and they're really fast. The camera did took a little while, but I think that's probably because it's the first time I opened it. You can double tap the home screen to kind of launch the app, which came with the Galaxy S6 and the S6 Edge, so that you don't really miss a moment. But as you can see, animations, screen transitions, launching of app, all really fast. So that's it guys about the Galaxy J5 and J7, just first-hand impressions. Nothing too deep because these aren't even the actual units. I'll be coming up with a much more detailed review and especially a gaming video that talks about how good these phones are when it comes to gaming. Thank you for watching guys and don't forget to subscribe.